I'm going first because I'm going to ball. So, Mark and I have been together. He's been here 19 years, soon to come. 30 years, obviously, teaching. And not is he a phenomenal teacher. If you haven't had the chance to work with this gentleman, he has touched so many lives. Not in little people, little kids that he's got, but in everyone he has talked to. You know, I spent, you know, I was blessed in the fact that he was moved down to 3rd and 4th grade and part of my team. And, you know, there's a lot of times I go in and we talk sports and he'd help me out, like coached. And, you know, he has such that leadership. And, I mean, I don't even know what to say because it's all wrapped up. He was a package deal. And so many kids want to come back. And so many kids now have talked about Mr. Conway. Where's Mr. Conway? You know, oh, I had him. And again, I can't say enough about him. We've been blessed at Scenic Hill to have him, and he has touched again so many kids' lives, so many adult lives. And I would give him a hard time in the fact that, you know, he was able to build those relationships from a chair. And I would tell people to go in and watch how he does it. Look at his classroom management. And it doesn't have to do with you being able to walk around. It has to do with you being able to build those connections with the kids. And Mark had a way with the kids and was able to do that. And gave great advice. And I'm not going to say goodbye, and I'm not, because I know we're going to have some more dinners together.
Sorry, this is hard. I can't thank you enough for always being there. Somebody that I can go talk to, that anybody I could go talk to. I would give you real advice, not just the crap you want to hear to make you feel better. Sorry, but real advice. My dad died when I was 11. It's always been hard. You have been that person that I can go to and talk to that will tell me what I need to hear when I need to hear it. And that has been invaluable to me. And I am forever grateful for you to be that, you've been that mentor and that person and that amazing teacher that I've always strived and I will continue to strive to be, because you are that teacher that we all over the years have looked up to. And when Mark speaks, you listen and you heed it and you say, I need to do that. We need to do that. Many of you new teachers don't know the amazing impact he's had on our school. We are Team Eagle because of Mark Conway. We are together. Everyone achieves more. We had an amazing community. We still have an amazing community. And then we just noticed that something changed, and he said, you know what? We need to build these kids up. We need to do this. And he came back with this amazing acronym. Together, everyone achieves more. And from that, we are Team Eagle. Once an eagle, always an eagle. So Mark, I can't say anymore because there's just way too much that I could say. But I love you, and you are just the strongest, most amazing person that I have ever had the pleasure to know. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
For those who don't know me, I'm David Pox, and I taught here for 8 years, and Mark and I were teammates. And Lisa called me, and she said that, you know, Mark, why don't you just speak? And I got off the phone, and I looked at my wife, and I said, what am I going to say? And she goes, well, what would Mark say? I said, he'd probably tell a story. And I was like, all right, I'm going to tell him a story then. So about 3 weeks ago, I was sitting in a meeting, and I got a call on the radio. It said, Sherry and Mark Conway are here to see you. And I got up and left the meeting right away because you don't leave a Conway waiting. You gotta go see him. And we talked out in the parking lot for about a half hour. Came back in, my principal came up to me and he said, who's Mark Conway? And I said, he was a mentor of mine from Scenic Hill. And he said, my principal is a big leader, so he said, what are the things he taught you? And I said, there's 3 things that Mark really taught me. So the first thing is the power of listening. That it's important to listen to the things that people are telling you and really bring them in before you talk. So when I was leaving here, I said, Mark, I'm gonna take this college-bound culture, I'm gonna take it to my new school. And you said, start small and grow big. And I said, Mark, I'm gonna go big. I should have gone small first and started big. Second thing you taught me is to find the good in each day. There was times where I came into your room and I wanted to complain and I wanted to just have you listen to me. And I would leave in a positive mind frame because you pulled the best out of kids for me. Because I would complain and you'd ask positive questions that found the good in kids. You always did. And I think the third thing you taught me was to make sure that you're here every day for kids. Sir, you came down the hallway day in and day out and I watched you come in. You were here every single day for kids. When I'm laying in my bed and it's December and it's cold and I don't feel well, and I don't want to deal with those middle school kids because middle school kids are a pain. I think about you. I think about they still need the power of connection and relationships each day. So, Mark, I'm leaving with this. As my wife and I pray every night together, and I pray to find a Mark Conway in their education. Okay?
Okay, I have on a lighter note something kind of fun and funny. He's actually a very funny man. He is. And Mark and I came in, I believe, at the same time. And I remember back in the day they'd call it TGIF. And we would go, and I want to get to know people, I want to get to know the staff, and I was really nervous, and I went to Las Margaritas. And we went, and Mark was there, and I'm sitting up at the table, and I'm just kind of listening to the conversation, and I'm like, can I get into it? And he's like, oh, yeah, come on in, sit down here. And so, something I learned, and that I've been practicing in my life from day one. He said, oh, Leah, honey. And I don't even know where the conversation came from. He's like, the word yeah. Nah, don't use it. Too many, yeah. Do you remember what you told me? I do, and it's been 20 years, and you said, honey, use the word yes, and it's so smart. I have been practicing that every minute. Yeah. So Mark, thank you, and I will carry that with me all days of my life. And I will be praying for you and your family. And you're very loved.
So as Elisa mentioned, we are Team Eagle because of Mark. This is Mark's idea. It's his brainchild, and he was modeling that before he had the idea. My first year, I had a 6th grade group, and a couple of them had my number, and I was 23, and I got this, I can handle it. I didn't need to, I didn't need help with them, I got them. But they, day in, day out, just struggling with JJ. You remember? Yeah. So I'm struggling with JJ, and I can't figure it out. But I don't want to ask for help. I got this, I'm independent, I can handle this. I'm 23. I can handle this. And so but I was in the staff room, and they were asking at lunch why I was coming in late. It was like, after JJ. And Mark was in there, and he overheard, and he said, oh, my JJ? I was like, I think so. I don't even think I'd met him yet. We were in our own little room. We stayed down there. I knew the 6 people I worked with, and that was pretty much it. And he goes, you have any problems with him? You send him to me. He does not want to come back to me. And I said, yes, sir. And it only took a couple times for me to send it back to Mr. Conway before he realized that Mr. Conway and I were on the same team. And he wasn't going to get away with it anymore. And so I learned A, the value of teamwork, and B, I learned what it means to actually be a member of Team Eagle. It's a living, breathing concept. It's something that we, as a staff, choose every single day. We buy in. We say hi in the hall. We greet each other. We say hi to students. We take care of each other. We pick each other up. We do what needs to be done. And that idea, that concept, has a name and it has an identity because of Mark Conway. And we'll continue to have a place. We will still be Team Eagle. We will still be Team Eagle and everything that that represents and everything that means and everything that he has made it to be for decades. Because that's who we are. That's how we're our best selves. And I am so proud to be a member of Team Eagle. I'm so proud of what that means. I'm so proud of what we do. And I'm proud that that's a legacy that you're leaving for us. However, it does not mean that I will root for Duke. Sorry, Sarah, there I was.
When I started here subbing first, and I had the privilege to be in Mark's class for the last 3 months of school. And I helped out in there and got to watch him teach. And if you think I'm a good teacher, I learned everything from him. He taught me so much. And when I went to apply for jobs, after that year, he was like, this is what you have to do this, here, let's practice interviews. And I was hired on here the next year, and I was lucky enough to be across the hall from him. And I would go to him every day. And it could be a good day, it could be a bad day, and every day I would just look across the hall or walk across the hall, and he was always there to help if I needed help or advice, personal or anything. He's been my work dad. I could go to him for anything. And I love you and thank you for everything you've done for me.
How you doing? Okay. So, I'll try to keep it short because I know Mark and I, who worked together for many, many years, knows that this is the very last thing that Mark would want, is to be up in front of you, right? And I'm sure, thank you, Sherry, because I'm sure you had to drag him in here because he did not want to do this. Am I right? Oh, yeah. Right. So, many, many years ago, when I first got hired on in the 6th grade, and Mark was my mentor. And I got hired on in October, and first day that I come in and we talk, and first thing we talked about, this was mentioned before, I found out one of the first things we started talking about was basketball, and he was a Duke University basketball fan. I thought, what the heck? Why did I get myself into? But he's got past that. And yes, a lot of people have said the same stuff on what he's brought to Team Eagle. Mark has been such an incredible mentor to me. What people don't realize is not just the Team Eagle, and it's not just here at St. Killen, his influence. All of you have college tenants outside your door. The entire school district has, most schools, I mean, a few years back they agreed with Western College State. But most people don't realize is that started not just at St. Killen, that started with Mark Conway. Years ago, Mark, and this was before when I was just beginning, Mark was having his sixth graders write to colleges. That went from that to the two of us, and then the sixth grade we're writing to different colleges, having students do their first actual real life writing of researching to colleges, sending to college, and building that love of college, of becoming a lifelong learner. The district heard about this. The district came in, copied what he was doing. That became then our school went school-wide, college-bound, and then the district went college-bound because of Mark Conway. Another thing that is a Mark Conway that very few people know about is up until the last 2 years of ridiculous budget, I won't go into that, we've had a great program of our move up day, where sixth graders went up to seventh grade, and eighth graders went up to the high schools. That's been up until the last 2 years. That's what we've done for many years. Well, that started with Mill Creek doing that years and years and years and years ago, with the 6 feeder elementaries went down into Mill Creek. But before that, it was Mark contacting the counselor at Mill Creek, setting this up, and deciding this would be a great idea. They planned it out, and it was the first year was Scenic Hill sixth graders being the only school to go to Mill Creek. Then Mill Creek expanded that to all of their feeder schools. Then the whole district did it for middle schools, and then the whole district does it for high schools. Why? Because of Mark Conway. And these guys are great educators. I forget which one of you said what you learned is from Mark. And pretty much all that I have learned is from Mark. And in fact, I channel you so often. There'll be times that words are going to come out of my mouth, and it's not the, well, you know, we all have the becoming my parent thing. I think I'm becoming Mark Conway thing. Those words are coming out of my mouth. And I find that many times, you know, you guys know when you teach long enough, and all of a sudden younger teachers come and are asking you. And I'm so many times this year, and many years before, I think I listen first, because that was, yes, definitely one of Mark's big things. And I think, okay, either I try to think, how would Mark handle this? Or my answer that I've given them, I reflect later on going, this is exactly what Mark probably told me. And so that influence is not just from Mark to us, but realistically, any of you who have come to any of us for a suggestion of how to handle it, there's a Mark influence in your teaching well. And I've gotten over the do thing. So we're okay. Actually, we spend most of our time talking sports and then get down, okay, now we have 10 more minutes. Yeah. So thank you for making me a better person.
So I have a privilege to say that I'm your last administrator. I just want to say, Mark, that I so respect you and all of that you've done for kids here at Scenic Hill. And you really are my hero, a lot of people's hero, because every day you get up and come to work no matter what was going on. And you and I have had some really good conversations about health and impact. And you have impacted so many people. And you're going to be so missed. And mostly I'm going to miss having conversations about travel and all the great conversations we used to have. You're dearly, dearly loved, and you will truly be missed. And you're my hero, and you made me a better person because you're in my life. So thank you.
Trouble thing. You guys are the best profession. Best job ever. Think about it. about you. I've dealt with adults before. They suck. You know, you can get up and have your first meeting talking to a 10-year-old, and it goes successfully. You bet. Every day you get to laugh, cry, every day. They'll come in and they'll say something and it just ticks you off. 5 minutes. And this is right. You get there. Every day. Yeah. A lot of reasons. One is that tomorrow you get to start over. You get to go, what? That's it. That didn't go very well. Let's do it again. And then next year you do it again. You do it better. I tell my kids, and I tell adults, I go, you know, the thing about this is, you get to do something over and over again. But you get to do it differently. I tell my kid, at the end of the day, I go home and sit in my car for about 15 minutes. About all the things I could have been thinking. So that I know. My job is the best job possible. I start out every year. My job is not my job. You guys have already had 4 2. Job. And great. I'm glad. My job is you don't do that. If someone does something for you that you don't have to do, you say thank you.
Okay, there's some food left.